Hello dear friends, Jai Hind, chapter number 14 and topic number 2, that is thermal and hydropower plant of subject science standard 10th. So now what is thermal power plant? We do know very well that there are different types of the plants for generation of electricity, for example thermal power plant, hydropower plant, nuclear power plant and whatnot. But let us start the discussion with the thermal power plant. As the name itself indicates, thermo means heat. So some sort of fuel will be required to generate the heat, and this heat will be then later utilized to produce electricity, right? So in case of the thermal power plant, coal is used as a fundamental fuel. However, in certain thermal power plant, even gas is used to produce heat, and then this heat will be utilized for production of electrical energy, right? And thermal power plant, they are mostly very big in size. They may spread in hundreds of hectares of land, right? And why these plants are generally located near the rivers? Can you guess? Just pause the video for a while and just think why they are located on the banks of the river. Because they require huge amount of water for cooling purpose. Now let us try to understand the basic principle of generation of electricity through the thermal power plant. Now let us take a cooker and put certain 2 to 3 liters of water and then start heating the cooker, right? What will observe? Now water will be converted into steam, and then that steam, if we just throw the jet of that steam towards any pan, then what will happen? The pan will start rotating like this. The pan will start rotating, and now what will happen? This fan, which has been connected with the dynamo or a generator, will generate electricity, and we may get the bulb lit, right? So this is the very basic principle. Actually cooker, there is a boiler in case of thermal power plant. This fan is actually turbine, and this dynamo used to be electrical generator in real thermal power plant, right? So actually this is the photo of real thermal power plant. The big chimney, red and white in color, you can see it's just emitting various smokes in the atmosphere. There are 2 coolers, just like this type of parabolic shape. They are also visible. They are actually water cooler for cooling the pipes of heat. Now let us understand what are the disadvantages of the thermal power plant. Actually they are having very low efficiency. For example, for coal, if it is having 100 unit of energy, then hardly through thermal power plant we are able to extract energy of say as low as 35 to 40% unit. Means if we are having 100 unit of energy in coal, we are getting electricity as good as only 35 to 40%, right? They are highly polluting in nature. Already you have seen in the photograph that they are just polluting the environment just like mad, because the hunger for energy for we people is just exponentially increasing, and hence we are using the fossil fuels also exponentially. Hence they are polluting our environment just exponentially. Requires huge amount of water, coal and machineries. A very big problem is that of the ash. Actually there are 4 types of coal, right? Anthracite, lignite, bituminous and pit. Anthracite is having highest content of carbon, for example up to 95%, and pit, it is having coal content of hardly 35 to 40%. It is the most inferior quality of coal. So if pit type of thermal power station is there, it will have maximum ash. If anthracite type of the thermal power plant will be there, it will have minimum ash, but ash will be there. So where to just dump this ash? There is also a big problem. However, nowadays we are just using this ash for the manufacturing of tiles, bricks, even in case of the cement, right? Sometimes boiler may explode, right? However, definitely there are certain safety measures, but yet it may happen, and it has been already happened many times in the past, that boiler has exploded and taken or killed many persons, right? And last thing is that it is very complex in nature. Very skilled engineers and personals will be required. A very big amount of expenditure will have to invest for these skilled workers. Now let us talk about the hydropower plant. Actually hydropower plant uses water from the dams. Basically they are non-polluting in the nature. They are very cheap on the long run, because we don't have to use anything else except water for the generation of electricity, and they are having long lasting structure, and Further, they are renewable. Every year after the monsoon, the water which we have used for the generation of electricity will be replenished, right? So they are renewable in the nature, and they are multi-purpose project, because we will be using it for the purpose of getting electricity, for the generation of electricity, for the irrigation of the land, for say for drinking water, then fishing and whatnot. So basically these are the multi-purpose project. Now what are the different disadvantages of the hydropower plant? No doubt there are many advantages, but at the same time hydropower plants are also having many disadvantages. Now what are these? The very first disadvantage is that it is very costly at the initial level, because you will have to construct a very big dam to save water from rushing out. So definitely environmental impact will be there, because once there was river, now you are checking the river through the dam. So whole area behind this dam will be now submerged under the water. So whole ecology will be just devastated. People will have to be just rehabilitated to certain different places. The people under this submerged area which are going to be submerged, you will have to relocate these people. Sometimes people may not like to leave their home. अगर आपको कोई बोल दे कि भैया आपका अपना गांव खाली कर दो, इस गांव में यहाँ पर बहुत बड़ा डैम आ रहा है और यहाँ पर सारा का सारा एरिया पानी में डूबने वाला है, what you will think? Just think, आप पे क्या गुजरेगी? बस यही तेहरी डैम, गंगा नदी पे जो बना है, सरदार सरोवर डैम किस पे बना है? नर्मदा नदी में, गुजरात, यही हुआ था. And this rehabilitation of the people is a very burning problem. इवन आज के दिन भी मानो कि कुछ ना कुछ प्रॉब्लम होता रहता है, बिकॉज पीपल मे नॉट लाइक द डिफरेंट प्लेसेस, इवन इफ यू गिव देम lakhs of rupees, but sometimes even after relocating at different places, they constantly feel that yes, this new place is not as good as our old. So rehabilitation of the people will always pose a very big problem in case of different hydel power projects. And the last but very important point is that accident in case of dam failure. We have already know that in case if dam breaks, in their mind, oh, now the huge amount of water will come to us and we may submerge in that water, we may drown in that water. So in case of the accident, it may give a very big problem. Now let us understand the principle of working of hydropower plant. So a very big reservoir is there behind the dam. Through sluice gates, through these water gates, water will be coming towards the turbine, and this water, when it will come towards the turbine, it will strike on the blades of the turbine. And what will happen? It will force the blades of the turbine to rotate at very high speed. And due to this rotation of a turbine, it will just rotate the generator, and generator will start rotating at a very high speed. And this generator, when it will start rotating according to laws of Faraday, it will produce electricity. And what is the second law of electricity of a Faraday? It says that rate of change of magnetism produces electricity. In more technical words, rate of change of flux produces electricity. And this electricity production is directly proportional to the number of tons of coal and the rate of change of this magnetism that we have already studied in chapter number 14, magnetic effects of electric current. Okay, so now let us come back to the main point, that is of hydroelectric power plant. When water will strike the blades of the turbine will start moving at a very high speed, and it will in consequence will rotate the generator, and generator will produce electricity, and this electricity will be transported to the consumer end. Thank you for watching.